Hi friends, this is Sri from Techie Talks AI. Let me ask you something. Where does GPT gets its vocabulary from? Who decides what words it knows? Did someone manually type the 30,000 words into it? Or does it discover them? Today, we are looking at Andrej Karpathy's 243-line MicroGPT, and in this episode, we'll see something beautiful. The vocabulary is not hard-coded. It is auto-created from the training data itself. And that is the foundation of everything. In this multi-part episode, we will look at each component of Karpathy's GPT and look at the code that he has written. This will also help us improve our Python coding. This MicroGPT does not use PyTorch or any library, so everything is plain Python. So we will look at, first episode we'll look at input token, then we will look at token embedding, okay? Then position embedding, normalization, multi-head attention, residual connection, feed forward, again residual connection, linear layer, logic, softmax, and next token probability. So all these we will see one by one how he has implemented it in plain Python. So today's focus is just input token, how the vocabulary gets created and the token IDs are created. First, let's understand what the model is trained on. So model is trained on around 30,000 names, what you see here, names.txt. So in MicroGPT, the dataset is simple, just text file of names. So in this code, I have created episode 1 code. So in this code, if there is no local input.txt file, he is reading from a remote URL. Okay, so that we are able to access the input data. So again, it checks if input file exists here, line 4. If not, it downloads the names dataset from this URL. Okay, then it reads every line. So here, open input.txt, it reads the entire file. So every line is read and each line becomes one document. So here each line becomes one document. Okay, so each line is one training sample. Here, internally, the docs become a list. Okay, so let's see what will happen if we print. Okay, so here, the docs is a list like this. Okay, and so let's comment that out. So up to docs is clear, and then he is shuffling the document, the list. Here, we are printing the length of the documents list. So if we look here, we have got 32,033 names in the document. Okay. And after shuffling, here we are getting the unique characters from this entire collection of names. So here, set before that, see, let's understand this part. This double quote join docs will join the list of all the 32,000 words into a single string without any space. Okay, so that is this operation is doing. And here, this set, what it's doing is, it is making that collection unique. So what we will do is, we will print this separately. So this is for print. This much we'll print. Okay, so that part will become very clear. See this? Single line, single string. Okay, that list has been converted into a single string. Now, what we will do is, we will do the set operation to it. We can comment this out. So we are printing, print set, one more bracket. See this? This huge list, huge string has been brought down to a list of unique characters from it using the set operation. But this is not in an ordered fashion. So what we will do is, we will do the sorted operation. So now we will get, see, alphabetically sorted list of unique characters in the name, input data. Supposing we create, say, names 2 and delete everything and just have 11 names in it. Okay, and we will edit the code to use input 2. Okay, so here also names do.text. See this? When we have a smaller data set, we don't get all the 26 letters. So if you have just one name in the input corpus, we get Emma's E, M, and A, alphabetically sorted. Clear? So far is clear. We know how to get the unique words or subwords, in this case unique alphabets, from our input corpus. Now what we need to do is, we need to add BOS, beginning of sequence token. So now that token number we can randomly assign, but it should not clash with the existing tokens from these 26 alphabets. So here what he is doing is, our alphabets are from 0 to 25, correct? 26 alphabets. Length of the UCAR array is 26. So BO has become 26. Clear? And so vocab size is length of the UCARs plus 1. Then here we are showing how we tokenize. So let's take the word Emma, and the token will be BOS, which is 26. And then for every alphabet corresponding array index from the UCARs list, and then end with another beginning of sequence. So for end of sequence and start of sequence, Karpathy is using BOS. So let's remove this exit and see the output. See here, tokens for Emma is 26, 4 is for E. See, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, E. 12 is for M. This is 12th index. Okay. And 26 and these 26 are beginning of sequence. So this is how the input corpus gets converted to vocab, and then using the vocab, we are able to tokenize the input corpus when the data comes in. So what I want to highlight here is, there is no separate vocab outside this. The vocab gets created during this operation itself. Clear? So we'll meet you in the second episode. In large GPT models, vocabulary size can be 30,000 to 200,000 tokens, They use BP or byte pair encoding or word piece tokens. Tokens are chunks like TIONING. Here in MicroGPT is character level. This means it can generate completely new words. It is not memorizing words. It is learning character patterns. That is why it can generate readable names. Readable, pronounceable, but these words are not in the training data. That is the beauty of it. That is generative modeling. MicroGPT's vocabulary is not designed, it is discovered. Whatever characters exist in the dataset become the model's universe. If you train it on numbers, it learns numbers. If you train it on emojis, it learns emojis. The data defines the language. This is the first principle of all language models. Everything begins with tokenization. In the next episode, we will take these token IDs and convert them into embeddings. We will see how the integers become vectors, how the vectors become meaning. Subscribe if you want to truly understand GPT from scratch, not from libraries, from first principles. Thank you for your time. Give your valuable comments and suggestions and your ideas. Want to level up your tech skills without the struggle? Mentor Expert gives you private sessions, expert insights, and real solutions fast. Book your personalized tech breakthrough now.